This is Bruce Friedman of Adult Site Broker, and welcome to Adult Site Broker Talk, where each week we interview one of the movers and shakers of the adult industry, and we give you a tip on buying and selling websites. This week we'll be speaking with Lucy Banks of Million Billion Media. I wanted to let you know that I'll be in Prague for the TES Affiliate Conference, September 12th through the 14th. This is one of my favorite shows, and I think everyone in the adult industry should attend. We'll be sponsoring the event as usual. You can find us in booth L17. If you go to our events section on adultsitebroker.com, we have a discount available on badges for the show. And if you'd like to get together and discuss buying and selling websites, send me a message on our website, once again, adultsitebroker.com. I'm looking forward to seeing all of my adult family there. I'd like to invite you to check out one of our projects that we're very proud of, thewaronporn.com. You'll find articles on age verification laws and more on the industry's plight in the war on porn and the numerous attacks on us. Go to thewaronporn.com and check it out. Finally, just a reminder, we're always looking for buyers and sellers of adult sites. Perhaps you've been thinking about either selling your site or buying one. Always feel free to contact me at adultsitebroker.com with any questions you may have. Now time for our property of the week that's for sale at Adult Site Broker. We're proud to offer a strip chat white label site that's growing rapidly. The revenue and profits went up over 50% in 2024. The average user spends 24 minutes on the site. There are 20 to 30 free signups daily and 40 to 70 rebills. Most visitors are from the U.S. and other Tier 1 countries. Now time for this week's interview. My guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk is Lucy Banks of Million Billion Media. Lucy, thanks for being with us on Adult Site Broker Talk.
Bruce, thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
It's great to have you. Lucy is the powerhouse founder behind Million Billion Media. After a successful career in corporate banking, Lucy became a top OnlyFans creator. That's quite a change, gaining firsthand insight into an industry that lacked professional representation. Instead of keeping that knowledge to herself, she turned it into a business and launched Million Billion Media to give adult creators and brands access to world-class publicity, strategic marketing, and mainstream visibility. Million Billion Media is a PR agency unapologetically built for the adult industry. Founded by Lucy and backed by a global team of media experts, Million Billion slingshots creators, brands, and sex tech startups into the spotlight with campaigns that cut through censorship, stigma, and outdated narratives. So, Lucy, you built Million Billion Media after becoming a 7-figure OnlyFans creator. What made you realize the adult industry desperately needed its own PR and marketing agency?
I was an OnlyFans creator for 4 years. And over that time, so yeah, as you mentioned in the bio, I was a business banker before I stepped into the OnlyFans world. And so I sort of came at it with quite a commercial mindset. And once I was established and I built up my profile, I went to look for PR and marketing and quickly realized that nobody would work with me because I was an OnlyFans creator, which I just thought was so, the stigma is real, but it didn't make sense. I'm like, there's so much money in this industry and so many entrepreneurs. Yeah, I'm like, why would they not work with us?
Because they're stupid. They're stupid and short-sighted. Oh, we know that. You asked.
No, it's so frustrating. It's so true, though. And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, well, I don't really want those people to be in this industry if that's the way they think. And look, you understand it from a very different lens when you've worked in the industry and you've been the subject of stigma and judgment and everything yourself personally. So I identified that gap in the market. I learned media. I leveraged it for myself. I ended up becoming one of Australia's best known creators. And then honestly, I just fell in love with it. And it was a very natural progression for me to go from from being, that OnlyFans creator in the media to starting something and doing that for other creators and brands in the industry.
Yeah. Did you talk to any OnlyFans agencies at that time? Because they certainly work with OnlyFans creators.
Yeah, so OnlyFans agencies operate a bit differently. They tend to run the OnlyFans pages themselves, whether that's, so once I always say, like, Million Billion Media, we take care of your funnel and everything that happens before somebody subscribes, and then an OnlyFans agency will take care of things after they subscribe. So they specialize in optimizing the page and getting the most out of those subscribers. Whereas we don't do OnlyFans management. I don't have logons to any of our clients' OnlyFans pages, but it's our job to get the audience there, and then either themselves or an agency, if they use it, it's their job to turn those into sales.
Now, don't a lot of agencies offer marketing services, though?
Some of them do. So a lot of them will offer social media. A lot of them will offer promotion within the platform itself. So doing, shout outs between creators.
Chatting, yeah.
Yeah. I have seen a few agencies that offer PR. I have not seen any that have done it successfully. We also have agencies reach out to us and they will do PR for their creators through Million Billion.
You answered my next question.
One step ahead of you.
Yeah. So how's that working out, and how many agencies do you work with?
We don't have more than one agency on at a time. We purely from a conflict of interest perspective and just ethically, I want to make sure that we're not, if we have an opportunity come up, then we're doing the right thing and we're not like kind of splitting it and diversifying ourselves amongst too many competing brands. So same with creators. We won't work with too many of the same creator at any one time. So let me think. Over the last 18 months, I think we may have worked with 4 different agencies, and they're all different. All of their, their KPIs are different. What their ideal outcomes are different. And I love working with agencies because I find that they're in a really similar space to what we are, where they're dealing with creators day in, day out. They know how they work, and I kind of connect with them on a different level, being both business owners.
Yeah. Now, how much of your business would you say is creators, and how much of your business is for companies?
It just depends on the climate at the time. When we first started, we were all creators, so 100%. And now it's kind of moved into probably 60% businesses and brands and 40% creators. It's so much fun. Like, I love the dynamic of working with both creators and businesses. So it's been really good to be able to bring more of those in.
Yeah, absolutely. What makes marketing for the adult industry different? I know, and as I've told you, I also have a marketing company in adult that I've had for quite a while. And why do most mainstream agencies get it so wrong?
I mentioned it briefly before, but I think you see the adult industry from a completely different lens, like from the inside out as opposed to the outside in. So a lot of traditional marketing agencies, they don't understand what the climate is like. For instance, I know a creator who was working with another agency. They put out PR about her. OnlyFans saw it and removed her account because the PR that they put out about her was against the OnlyFans terms and conditions. And I said
what
to
did
her,
they say?
I don't want to say because then you realize who it is. But I said to her, I was like, if you were with us, I never would put that out because I know, of course, you're going to get flagged. Like, that's so stupid.
It's not one of those 2 gals in the UK who keep getting in trouble, is it?
No, not them.
Okay.
But it just things like that. Like it's you can't understand the challenges and the stigma that's involved unless you've lived it yourself. In another situation, I had a creator come to me and she's like, look, I'm looking at signing on with an agency, like an OnlyFans agency. Can you look over this contract? And I looked over the contract and I was like, yeah, like I'm going to flag this and this and this. But I know that because I know the platform inside out. We work with a lot of brands who they're trying to get into the adult industry. So whether that they're like a product-based business or even service-based business, and they want to access creators, and they're like, I'm DMing all these OnlyFans girls and they won't reply to me. And I'm like, yeah, they won't reply to you. Like, I'll tell you that right now. So we also act as like a bridge between mainstream brands and our creators as well, because we have such a strong reputation and our creators trust us. So when we come to them and we're like, hey, we've got this opportunity, then they listen. You DM them on Instagram, you're not going to get a response.
No. If they're actually the ones who are looking at their Instagram messages, which most of the time they're not.
Yeah, so there's that as well. Like, they're trying to access the creator themselves, and that's a challenge in itself as well. These girls are busy. They're not sitting there checking their hidden folder on Instagram.
No, look, most of the successful creators, okay, and there's millions of creators, let's talk about the ones that are really making money. They never look at their social media. They got somebody doing that. They have people working for them.
Yeah, exactly. You get to a stage where you need to outsource if you want to grow.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
So,
most definitely.
And that's where we come into it as well. So we do things like social media management. And I say to the creators, I was like, I can't make the content. I need you to do the content, but pretty much everything else you can outsource. So that's what you need to do, and focus on the things that you need to be doing individually.
Yeah. Let's talk a little about agencies, because you brought that up. I happen to know some really good ones. Okay. I've got a lot of contacts of some very good agencies in both Europe and the US. And I know of some in Australia, but I can't say I'm that familiar with them. I know them from talking about either buying or selling businesses. And I know there are good ones and there are bad ones. Would you pretty much sign off on that?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, what have you seen out there? What have you seen? What makes a good one and what makes a bad one? I know what my opinion is, but I'd love to hear yours.
In my opinion, what makes a good agency is someone who is doing it for the creator. They want to support the creator. What makes a bad agency is someone who's using the creator to support and grow themselves.
Kind of like a pimp.
Yeah, honestly, exactly like that. There's these online pimps out there, and they slide into the DMs like, yep, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. I've seen agencies who are paying the girls or the models, the creators, whatever you want to call them, they're paying them a salary. So they're like, I'll pay you 50 grand a year or 70 or even 100, and they just
haven't heard that one.
Yeah, yep. And it's more common than you think as well. There's others who would do a split, and then there's others who you just pay a flat fee every single week or every single month, and they take care of, whatever you've agreed on. To be honest, I always had a very negative opinion about agencies, and that's because as a creator, literally every single day, with no exaggeration, you get multiple DMs from these guys trying to be like, oh, hey, I think you've got great potential, or I could make you earn $10,000 a month. And I'm like, I would be very upset if I was only making $10,000 a month.
I was just going to say that I'm sure there were more zeros.
Yeah, exactly. But it was just so unrelenting. And so just these DMs were coming constantly. So I just wrote off agencies. I was like, no, we'll never be involved. It's a scam, not interested. However, I have changed my tune. Since starting Million Billion and working with agencies, it's been such a really good learning curve. And I see the effort that a lot of them put in. They work 24/7. They're constantly trying to find ways so these are the good agencies. They're constantly trying to find ways to promote their models, help them grow, but also support them as well. I've had conversations with agencies and I've come to them. I was like, oh, hey, how about we push this angle out for your model this month? And they're like, no, she's having a bad mental health month. I'm not going to put her through that. And I just think that is so refreshing. And it is those agencies. So those girls will stick with them for a long time because they're supporting them. There was another agency I worked with, and they came back to me and they're like, look, Lucy, we're not going to continue next month because she's having a really hard time. We're actually going to send her overseas for a month on a holiday, and we'll pick up PR when she's back. And I just thought, I was like, it's almost like they're guardians.
They're looking out for them and they're caring for them. And this profession, it can be a very fragile profession for people that, for the most part, are making their money based on their looks.
Exactly. So I will die on this hill. OnlyFans is a business. However, when you are an OnlyFans, so say you're an OnlyFans creator and business is bad, that's very personal because it's, you're thinking, okay, like, is my output not good? Like, have I changed my look? Like, what is it? Whereas for for me, for example, for Million Billion, or if you're, manufacturing, I don't know, water bottles, or I'm just looking at a water bottle. It's the first thing I thought of. It's not so personal when you have a bad month on business.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, it's a reflection of your efforts sometimes, but it's not a reflection of how you look visually. So it is, and it's very competitive. And so agencies, go back to that. I don't like the bad ones ruin it for the good ones, because there really are some great agencies out there and some really smart ones as well. Like, I'm working with a guy at the moment who's building all these, like, this AI infrastructure for his models, and like, so they can scale, and it's very, very cool to see.
Man, there's a lot of that right now. I've got a couple of friends who have just amazing agencies, and they're amazing business people. And nothing these guys do surprise me anymore because they're just fantastic. And I've got some clients also who have put some amazing systems together, because I find the best agencies have really good systems. And they've put all of the software solutions together, and they've done everything where it makes it so it's the most successful for the creator.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same as most other types of business. The more planning you put into it and the stronger your foundations, that is what is going to get you to a point where you can scale. Whereas these other agencies where it's like, a 21-year-old Travis who lives with his mum and he thinks he's going to be an online pimp, he just wants an excuse to see girls naked and talk to hot girls all day. Like, he's not building systems or support networks.
He's just stealing. That's all he's doing is stealing. So what are some of the biggest mistakes you see creators and businesses making with their brand and their growth?
I come across the same mistakes that people do time and time again. So for creators, a lot of them spend too much time it's like you're running a race. Like, you're a kid that's running a race, and you're looking around, you're like, who's ahead of me, who's behind me, and everyone's overtaking you. I say to creators all the time, like, stay in your lane. Like, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. If you want to do some comparisons, go back and have a look at your existing content and be like, okay, what worked well for me and how am I going to replicate that? The strongest creators are ones that know their niche, they know their marketing, they know what their brand stands for, and they don't deviate from that. And I think that there's too much comparison. You're like, oh, so-and-so is doing this TikTok trend, or should I do that? Or they're doing unboxing videos. Like, well, is that even going to work for you? Like, a lot of creators try to spread themselves too thin. Stick with what's working, but do more of that. With brands, I think that, and I touched on it before, there's so many brands they've got really, really great concepts and really, really great businesses, but going to market in the adult industry is not as easy as what people think. It is actually quite a high barrier, because you need to be able to infiltrate the network and be able to talk to creators. And once you're in, you're in. But I had a conversation earlier this week with this guy who's got a fantastic business, and it was just so cool to hear him explain it. And he's like, yeah, but I can't go message or email these girls because they're going to think I'm creepy. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. Like, I don't think it's fair. I don't make the rules. And that's where we come in to try to help people collaborate and work together. But yeah, in terms of mistakes, I think that would be my big two for creators. Too much comparison, stay in your lane, focus on what you are doing, which I think is actually good life advice as well, not just for OnlyFans creators. And businesses, they need to be able to have either a relevant offer or some way of, because they build these amazing platforms, but they've got no customers because they can't get in.
Yeah, absolutely. And something I've noticed being on X is that it's amazing to me how many creators will have the exact same message as I scroll down. It's obviously, it's like the message of the day, and everyone's got the same damn message, and it's boring.
Exactly. Whereas if you're doing something, and look, I don't really love the word authenticity because I think it's so overused, but if you know what your brand is, so say if you're like a like a gamer girl, or like you do coding, but like you've got like tattoos and you do coding and lingerie all day. Like actually talk about things that are happening in that industry, because that is going to attract your audience. Like don't put up something like, oh, you know, I'm so bored and horny, because that's what everyone else is doing. Like lean into what's working for you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So your company's still relatively young, but already punching above its weight. What's driven your growth so far?
I think having people behind Million Billion that are genuinely passionate about not only the creators, but also the industry as a whole. I think it's really important that it's quite fragile in the sense that when there's people out there in the media that are giving OnlyFans creators in the adult industry a bad name, it really affects everybody. So when we put things out, it's a matter of, okay, is it going to be good for this creator, but is it going to be good for the industry as well? The people that are in the adult world they're my people, they're my network. So that's what really drives us. I think that we've got, we come from the right place. Every single person on my team has some involvement with the adult industry, whether that's now or in the past. So they do understand it from that perspective as well. I'm not just someone that used to work in PR and marketing with beauty products, and I was like, oh, hey, I'm going to go to the adult industry and make money there. Like I've done it the other way around, where I came from the adult industry and then I've started a PR company. And I think that distinction is very important.
Sure. Absolutely. You know what you talk about, and being a creator, you can certainly advise creators on how to grow like you've grown. And just for the record, you pretty much did all of your own marketing, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. It's not a matter of walking the walk. We also talk the talk, so to speak. I've done it for myself. You can still Google my name to this day, and all my old articles will still come up. And that's a testament to the power of PR. So it doesn't matter what I do. If I go and, I don't know, write a book or something, you're still going to be able to Google my name and see what I've done. I've still got that clout, that, you know, proof of being able to leverage the media to tell my message.
Yep. You got to love those backlinks. I'm always looking for them. I do PRs on each of my podcasts to 10 different adult media, and we get so much link juice. It's not even funny. And now what we've done is we've taken the podcast and made it part of our main website, adultsitebroker.com, which was suggested to me by a couple of SEO people. So yeah, the new site's great, and it's really with the podcast in it, it's going real good. What does Million Billion offer clients that they can't get anywhere else?
Obviously, we do PR marketing, we do social media. We have all the services, but it's not just that. I do tend to think of us as like a bit of a mentorship program as well. So we're not just like, okay, here's your press release, here's an interview. Like it's not. We're a business, but we're also very. We look at things long term. So I'll say to them like, oh, you know, I've got this opportunity that I think would do really well for you in this facet of your life, or I would love to introduce you to this person. It's a matter of like mentoring, networking. And look, I've been in this industry since before COVID. So I've seen the OnlyFans, I've ridden the wave, so to speak. And I've made a lot of contacts, not only within Australia, but internationally as well. If I don't know someone, I know someone who knows them. So it's a matter of supporting them, yet not only with their marketing, but just as people and as business owners as well. And also sort of like identifying the challenges and the roadblocks before they come up. So being able to see like, look, okay, this is going to be an issue in 6 months. What are we doing about it now?
Hey, it's called being a good, responsible business person. And these are things I learned very early on back in my career selling radio advertising. And this is many, many moons ago. And I realized that the more you look out for the client, the more you network with the client, the more you help the client, the more you become an advisor for that client, the better your business is going to be. And you're going to sleep better at night. And this is the way I've always done business. And I won't do business any other way. If I find somebody who I really don't think is a good match, I have no problem saying, hey, I don't think it's going to work between us. And this is what I think you should do. I don't take really small deals because it doesn't fit my business model. And some people go, well, why don't you take small deals? Well, I can't make any money on small deals. I know that sounds a little bit selfish, but they want me to work hard on their listing. If all I had were a bunch of small deals, guess what? I wouldn't be able to work hard on anybody's listing. And I sure as hell am not going to get a staff. I don't want employees.
Exactly. People need to realize that the more successful your business is, the more successful their interaction with you is going to be, and the more resources that you are going to be able to put towards helping them.
Yep. And, I've been in the adult industry for about a quarter century, since you were probably a little girl. I'm just guessing. And, the thing is that, if I don't know somebody, I probably know somebody who can get to them. So I hear what you're saying about that, because I said it yesterday, I was on a call for the first time with some guys. It was a small investment company, but they're new and adult. And I said, hey, use me as a resource. If you need something, let me know. I'll find it for you. No problem. So I say that to everybody. And I don't need to make money on it. I do fine. Okay. But I feel really good about what I do. So I like the fact that you and I do business the same way. That's fantastic. So you got to care. Otherwise, what are we doing, right?
Exactly. And look, at the end of the day, it's a very niche industry. So if you're going to do the wrong thing by people, other people are going to find out, and you can't go join another adult industry. There's only one. You need to do the right thing by people.
If you screw people in this industry, you're screwed.
Exactly.
I've seen it.
And I go to bed every single night knowing that I am a good person and I've done right by my clients. And yeah, look, sometimes they don't always like it. There's definitely been instances where I'm like, look, I'm going to tell you this, you're not going to like it, but it is in your best interest. And they realize, they know, they're like, yeah, I know. I literally yesterday had somebody approach me wanting to sign up with Million Billion. I went through their story and what they were after, and I was like, look, I could bring you on board as a client, but I don't think you actually need us. Like, how about you go and do this instead? And that was me turning away thousands and thousands of dollars. But she came back to me and she's like, oh my gosh, like you could have just made so much money out of me and you didn't because it wasn't the right thing for me. I'm going to come back to you. And that's how I want to do business.
Or refer business. That's how you get referrals. That's one way that you get referrals. So you've got this kind of unapologetic, bold, cheeky tone, but also built serious trust with the high-profile clients you have. How do you strike that balance between playful and professional?
I have the best fun doing this. If anyone follows me on LinkedIn, you will see that I toe the line, like right up to the line between cheeky and professional. So I'll talk about, things to do with the adult industry, but then I'll talk about building funnels or something as well. I've been removed from LinkedIn a couple of times. Always managed to get my account back.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that because I've been kicked to the curb by them as well a couple of times.
I'm on borrowed time. I know it. But I think that's the whole, I do get really passionate about you can be multifaceted. So I'm going to, call my clients up and I'll be like, hey, bitch, and, I'll be fun. Obviously, read the room. I don't do that to every client. I'll go out and have wine with them. There's been times where I've had to pick them up from, the airport, the police station, all these things. It is like a very friendly relationship. And I say all the time, I'm like, our clients are so hot, they're such babes. But I can do all of that and also be incredibly professional. I will still do that, and then I'll be like, right, okay, what are your superannuation contributions doing at the moment? I need to hook you up with my accountant and go straight back into corporate mode. And that is the beauty of this industry. And I do not apologize for being cheeky, for being playful, for being, a little bit outrageous for a business owner, because that does not affect my outcomes. That does not have any bearing on, us kicking our goals or hitting our KPIs. If anything, I think people see what I do and what we do at Million Billion, and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to be a part of that. So it doesn't come naturally to me to be very boring, and, this is something that is very real for me.
Me either. I like to have fun. If it offends somebody, sorry.
Well, then they're not your people.
Exactly.
Look, our results speak for themselves, right? I was talking to someone else who works in a PR agency doing something completely different. And she was like, yeah, our goals are to get 3 published articles every 6 months. And I was like, we do that within a month most of the time. Like we've had months where we've got hundreds of articles. So not only are we pioneers in the PR agency world of the adult industry, we're not only the first, but we're also getting really good results, like more than PR agencies that have been around for 10, 20 years. So we know what we're doing. And if I can get results like that, then yeah, I think it's okay if I, jump on a Zoom meeting and I have a glass of wine. It's fine. It's fine. We get results.
Wine is fine. Liquor's quicker. Ever heard that one? Anyway.
Yeah.
It's an old saying.
Mine up both. No, I've heard it. I like it.
From your perspective, where's the adult creator economy heading in the next 3 to 5 years? Because I've heard some things have been kind of waning overall with OnlyFans and the like.
It's evolving very, very fast. I feel like as soon as we've all wrapped our head around something, there's a new development or a new product or a new platform. The way that AI and technology in general it's coming at us quicker than we can even comprehend. I think that the adult creator economy, I don't think it's going anywhere. If anything, I think it is going to keep increasing year on year. The stigma is softening as time goes on. Look, even within the last 12 months, I've noticed a shift in the reactions that we are getting. So as that develops, the stigma and the judgment sort of quietens down, what's going to come out of that? I think it's going to be more professionals within the adult industry, more strategy, more being taken seriously in a business sense.
Yeah. Well, look, the creator economy has drawn a lot of mainstream business people to it, both from a standpoint of funding and also in terms of professionals. And when I talk to people who own OnlyFans agencies, which I do buy and sell those, and I've also got OnlyFans agency broker.com. So just coincidentally, when I talk to those people, they're virtually all mainstream people. They don't come from adult. They're mainstream people. And a high percentage of the creators weren't an adult before. I would say at least 90%. So I agree with you. And the adult industry for a very long time has been drawing a lot of mainstream people. So it's a really cool thing because the old adult way is kind of going by the wayside. And when I go to shows and the like, I really enjoy that because I get to meet people that I think are a little more eye to eye with me because I came from mainstream. It's great. It's really great. What do you think is the next big opportunity in the adult space? And how's your company positioned to capitalize on it?
I'm glad you asked that question after what you just said, because I think it ties in really nicely. I think in terms of opportunities, there are, like I said, a lot of mainstream people coming over and applying their experience and their knowledge to the adult industry. It's been an area forever that hasn't been able to have the same opportunities and the same infrastructure as other industries. And I think that people are sort of like looking to the side from where they are in their mainstream, their professional world, and looking over and being like, that's something I could take to the adult industry and the OnlyFans world. So in the next few years, I expect to see a lot more software platforms pop up, more events. Like I love going to events, and I think that the world's really missed that since COVID.
Oh, COVID. Yeah, during COVID, that sucked.
Yeah. And OnlyFans can be a really lonely and isolating job. So to be able to have these events, or even like being an entrepreneur in general, right? Like it can be quite isolating. So having those events, yeah, again, even in the last 12 months, there's been so many more new ones, and not just adult industry, but like niche within the adult industry. Like it's getting smaller and smaller, what the events focus on, which I think is fantastic. They just seem to be everywhere. Like payment processes, I mean, that's a whole conversation in itself. But million billion, how are we positioned to capitalize on it? It doesn't matter if you are creating a new SaaS software or if you're creating, this new mega dildo or something. We are able to market what your brand is within this sphere. And I love the dynamics. I love how different every business is, how different every entrepreneur is. But essentially, you still have to market in the correct ways. A lot of the time you can't go and rely on traditional marketing, and you need to have that network behind you. So as things evolve, we're here to support the marketing, the PR, the social media behind those brands.
Okay, very good. So your company certainly has the potential to be the go-to agency for the global adult industry. From what you've told me, what would it take to scale it to that level?
So we've taken probably the last 6 months, we actually took a huge step back, and I was like, right, we've had some really strong success in the first 12 months. That's great. What's next? So by taking that step back and really putting down our foundations was something that has put us in a position now where we're able to scale. So I've got a very, very strong team. We're looking at expanding our team internationally as well, which will be really integral to having people on the ground in the States and in the UK. We have just released, so million billion, like I sort of touched on it before. I don't take on too many clients that compete with each other because I don't like it. I don't think it's ethical, and it's just not. I want to champion everyone in their own vertical. So what does that look like for me in terms of scaling? I can't have 50 OnlyFans creators on my books that are all trying to get into the media. It doesn't work like that. So we've just brought out the million billion membership, which is you pay like a one-off entry fee, and it's a private Discord. It's only been around for 2 weeks, and I'm so obsessed with it. I just love it. So if you are not in a position to be a million billion client, maybe you're a smaller creator or you're a brand or your business, and you're just kind of sussing it out, you can pay the one-off fee, join the private Discord, and it is like a pressure cooker of cool people who all want to help each other grow. Basically, all the knowledge and resources I have from the last 6 years is just put into this group. Yeah, it's really exciting to have something where I'm like, okay, this is going to be able to scale. I can't wait to have hundreds of people within this Discord. But then we focus on our higher end clients who really do need the marketing and that higher level of service.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, Discord's big right now. I'm certainly looking into it as well. So that's something that I'm considering. So let's talk exit strategies, since this is a broker podcast. What is your end game? Is selling or raising capital something you've thought about for million billion?
I have, yeah. So ultimately, million billion is led by Lucy Banks, and the success of and like, I don't want to sound like a wanker or like I'm like, oh, I'm so good or anything like that, but the fact that I hate talking like that, but the fact that it's founded by someone who is in the industry and is well known in the industry, it has a good reputation in the industry, has been quite important to its success. Ultimately, look, I'm not going to be running this I don't want to be running this in 10 years or so. I would love for either a bigger PR agency or one of the big platforms to acquire million billion and then have me on board and be like, look, this is what we're doing for the industry. This is the vision, and then be able to scale it even more. Like at the end of the day, I'm one person. I've got a great team, but I'm bootstrapping this on my own. And I feel like the vision and the message is we've done a great job, but it's so much bigger than just little old me. So yeah, I love what I do, and I'm very passionate about it. But I want to see it be bigger, and I want to reach more people and help them grow and scale sustainably in this space.
It was the third love that gave it away, by the way, just to let you know.
Oh,
When you said love, I wasn't sure, but the third one was like, oh, she just really loves us.
I had to make sure you know. So 3 loves.
3 loves. Final question. What advice would you give someone trying to build something impactful in the adult industry without compromising integrity, vision, or profit?
You need to be going into this industry with the right intention. I hate seeing people trying to come into the business, coming into, this world and whatever vertical that may be, and be like, I'm going to make money from this industry. I don't like that. I think when you're going into it, you need to be wanting to make money for the industry. So my clients, for instance, I will not sign anyone that I don't think I can help, because I want them to be able to have the best service ever, and they get what they pay for, if not more. So whereas I don't want other PR agencies coming in without thinking like that and being like, yeah, we're going to charge them, all this money, they'll get bare minimum, and we move on, we churn and burn clients. And I give that advice for anyone trying to get into the industry, whatever area that may be. Like, please just come into it with the best intentions, because that's the only way you're going to be able to be successful.
It's a shame not everybody does. I won't mention any names, but there are people who come into this industry and their thought is, oh, look at all this money. Or they come from another part of the industry and say, oh, this guy's doing really well. I think I want to slice some of that off. And the point is that is totally the wrong intention. The right intention is, hey, like you said, how can I help? How can I help make people money? How can I help people grow and succeed? And the ones who come in and just want to take money from people and not really give value, I've gotten absolutely no time for those.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think there's room for everyone to succeed. And instead of, like, if you see someone doing something and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, great idea, I wish I'd thought of that, I'm going to go copy. Why don't you just message them saying, like, I love what you're doing. How can I be a part of it? How can I help? Like, I love what you're doing.
How can we work together? Yeah.
Exactly. Like, that's the approach that it needs to be like that. One of my employees, like, just messaged me one day. She's like, oh my gosh, I just found you on LinkedIn. I love what you were doing. This is my experience. How can we work together? And now she works for me, because I was just we just clicked, and I loved her vision. And she walked away from what she was doing to come and help me build a million billion and be a part of my team. Whereas, I mean, yeah, by all means, she could have just saw what I was doing and gone to do the same thing. Good luck to her. She could try it. And I've had, since I've started Million Billion, I've had people that I've worked with for a little bit, and they've left and they've tried to copy it. It'll happen again. That just comes to the territory, right? Yeah, like, good luck to anyone who's trying to copy and build something without having the experience or the right intentions.
Absolutely. Lucy, I'd like to thank you for being our guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk, and I hope we'll get a chance to do this again.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. My broker tip today is part 2 of what to do to make your site more valuable for when you decide to sell it later. Last week, we talked about converting traffic and improving user experience. Make a good offer. If you're selling something and the offer isn't good, you won't make money. It's plain and simple as that. And if your offer is to contact you or to get more information, then make the offer attractive and easy to understand. If you're selling something, make buying easy. Show them an easy way to buy and then leave. Help them by making suggestions on what to buy. Amazon.com is the best at this. They always have suggestions on what to buy based on your buying and browsing history. They use AI to do this. There are AI engines available these days at a modest cost. Look into this if you can. Don't clutter up your site with unnecessary items, buttons, and images. Keep it as simple as possible. The best and most successful sites are the simple ones, the ones that lead you to take the action you'd like them to take. It's not that hard. Just remember, when you're putting together any site, try to think through the buying process like a human being. Whatever you do, don't turn over that process to your designer. Don't just say, build me a website. What you'll get out the other end will not give you what it is you're looking for. Give them as much direction as possible and make it easy for them to build a site for you that makes your business succeed. We'll talk about this subject more next week. And next week, we'll be speaking with Jack Anderson of trusty fans. And that's it for this week's Adult Side Broker Talk. I'd once again like to thank my guest, Lucy Banks of Million Billion Media. Talk to you again next week on Adult Side Broker Talk. I'm Bruce Friedman.